Hey love. So in today's video, we're going to be doing a hair video. So first starting out, I am taking out my 2 cornrows. Y'all, I just wore this to work. I would recommend that if your hair is the length of mine or shorter, to do more braids. I'm going to do 3 braids because I noticed when I was doing the 2, my hair wasn't long enough to stretch into the 2, and then it just didn't look as neat. So that's why I'm going to do 3. So right here, I'm just taking out my braids. Next, I am brushing my hair out with this brush. This is a really good brush because it has bristles and it has like the bristles of a like a wig brush, so it's really good with detangling my 4C hair. So now I'm going to part my hair, and the inspo for this hairstyle is one that you see here. I will put her tag below, and I saw this on Pinterest and I was like, oh yeah, this is something that I could do and it would look good. So now that my hair is parted, I'm going to use this lock and pomade braid formula. This is from Ebin. Let me know if any of you have used this before, because I saw somebody else using this and I'm like, oh, let me see how this will work. Mine is in medium hold, and as you can see, I'm not putting it directly on my part. I'm putting it on the hair right before it. You don't want to put this in the part because you don't want it to be dry and you don't want your hair to get flaky. Even though this has aloe vera in it, just don't put it in the part of your hair. If I do that, I'm going to smooth it out. I'm going to clip my hair up, and then I'm really going to get that part nice and straight. Now I'm going to prep the hair. I forgot to insert what the hair is, what hair I'm using, the color, all of that. So I'll insert a picture. The length was 38 inches and it is Expressions hair. Now, I was going to go into detail about how I'm basically doing feet and braids, but the hair that I'm using in my hair is the same color, so you're really not going to be able to see in detail how I'm doing this. But I will leave a link in the description on the video that I watched to learn how to do the feet and braids. And for my girlies who don't know what that is, an under braid is different from an over braid. I'm so sorry if you're a beginner, because this probably is not helpful, but I'm just showing y'all what I do. This is what it looks like from the back. I did the other one off camera, so now I'm going to show y'all the last one and how I do it. So just like I said, I'm going to do feed-in method. So I'm just sectioning the hair off. I'm going to start to braid it, and then I'm going to add in the hair as I go on, and I'll let y'all watch this. All 3 braids are done, and this is what it looks like from the back. So now I'm going to take a piece of that braid right there, and I'm going to wrap it around the rest of the braids until it's secured. My face is so shiny. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to start to do the butterfly braid. So what I'm going to do is section the hair that's in the back. I'm going to section it into 3 because I want 3 butterfly braids. So What I'm going to do is I'm going to start off as a regular underhand braid, and I'm going to add in hair to the braids as well, because I want the butterfly braids to be bigger. I don't want them to be as small, so I'm just adding on hair. And this is what the braid looks like before we make it into a butterfly braid. The butterfly braid is so easy. So all you're going to do is just take the braid and puff it out. Just puff it out and just separate it. It's going to be a little hard at first, so I would recommend not braiding too tight, because it's going to take you a long time to get there. So just like I'm doing, just pull it out and just pull it apart. As you can see, the butterfly look is starting to form. You can leave it like this if you want, but I want mine to look really big and messy, so I'm going to keep pulling it apart. After I've been pulling it apart for a little while, this is what it looks like. So before, when you saw it, it was neat, and now it's bigger and it's more messier. So this is what it looks like now that I have done the braids and I did the butterfly braids in the back. We're going to move on to the edges, and I'm going to use 2 gels. So the first one is the Extreme Styling Gel, and then the other one I'm going to use Got To Be. I combined the 2 of these because if I use the Extreme by itself, my hair is going to revert. But when I use Got To Be, it does hold my hair down, but it gets really like flaky and crusty. So I use a combo of the 2. You see the little pieces in the front of my hair? That's what I meant by, if your hair was my length or shorter, to do more braids, because your hair isn't going to stretch. So just put some gel on that and then tie it down to keep it in place. When I do my edges, I use the Extreme Gel first, and then I use a little bit of Got To Be on top just to lock it in place. These are what the edges are looking like. I just did a little something. I ain't really do too much. And yeah, so now I'm going to clean up around the edges. So a lot of times what happens is you get like leftover residue. I'm just going to take a Q-tip and some micellar water, and I'm going to go around my edges to get that residue off, because if I try to put makeup on over top of this, you're going to be able to see where the makeup just is like sitting up on top of that residue, and it's going to look terrible. So we're going to handle that right now. I wanted to show y'all what it would look like if you did not add hair. So the first braid is the braid that I added the hair. The second braid is the braid that's smaller. And see how it's not as thick at the ends? That's what I did not want for all of them. Like, I wanted that one to be that way because I didn't want all of them to look the same. But if I wouldn't have added hair, that's what it would have looked like. What am I saying? So that's what I'm just showing y'all. And for the finishing touch, I just added some gold hair accessories, like in just random places that I wanted them, and on the butterfly braids.